No, you should not work. That's the question I get asked all the time whenever somebody's talking to me about their ABSN program, where they just got accepted, or nursing school in general, whether or not they should work. And it's just hard to answer that question because it's very subjective. Everybody's different. There are people that I knew um, while I was in this accelerated program. There were a couple of girls that I knew that were working while they were in the program. That doesn't mean that it made it like easy, but they were able to work. So that's the question. That really depends on you. But my own personal opinion on it, working while especially in an accelerated program, is no, don't work. Just like it's like 12 months, just bang out the 12 months, like study as hard as you can, get it over with. When you start working as an RN, reap the benefits. You know, don't. My own personal opinion is no. But everybody's situation, everybody's circumstance is very, very different. So I don't know. So that depends on you. But it's not impossible, but it's very, very difficult to work while in a program, especially an accelerated program, because it's so fast paced. Second thing, it is hard. It is not easy at all. It's just the workload is so much, especially if it's like 12 months, because they are trying to put all that you should know about nursing into those 12 months. I always say you could have 2 tests in 1 week, and that could be patho and pharm, and that's crazy. So it's just a lot of work and a lot to keep up with, and a lot of like trying to stay organized. It's fast paced. So I would say go to class. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts about this. Like, you know how in undergrad you would think like, oh, I don't feel like going to class today, I'm gonna just stay home. It's not, no, this is not the case. Every class, go to class and read the material before you go to class, so you have an idea of what they're gonna be talking about in class. You gotta go to class. It's not like missing one class is like missing an entire, not even a chapter, like an entire lesson. Well, yes, it is missing a lesson, but I mean, it's missing such a huge chunk of the curriculum, because that one class they're telling you like almost half of what's going to be on the next test, because it's so fast paced. It's like go, go, go. As soon as you get into the program, it's like hit the ground running. And you thought getting in was the hard part. No. Another thing that I would say to anybody that's especially going in to the accelerator program is to work together. You like will meet a whole lot of different people, especially when you're in clinical, especially like that first like clinical that you have at the hospital. You know, meeting different people. This isn't the time to be all no new friends, super silent, quiet to yourself, even though some people are very naturally quiet. Working together will help you so much, because you don't know everything. So you asking somebody else, oh, did you understand like that pharmacology question? Could you explain it to me? Oh, is the homework due? I didn't know. Like I don't know, it just helps so much. Going in alone in an accelerated program is a dangerous mission that you don't want to do.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like me and my program, we used to have a group chat where all of us would like talk and be like, hey, what did you think about this? You can help each other by averaging out like your strengths and weaknesses. You may be really, really bad at patho, and somebody else might be really, really good in patho. Wait, I don't think I'm saying that right. You may be really, really bad in pathophysiology, but really good and have a clear understanding of health assessment, right? And somebody else might be really, really good at patho and bad at health assessment. You guys can come together and help each other out, study together, but don't make it corny, like you sit up and talk the whole time. You'll just be wasting time. That's why I say keep your study groups small, but like make those friends, those connections. Also, it's good because then you struggle together and you can build a bond through that. Like you can meet really good people and like make really good friends in an accelerator program. It's the pain that you go through that keeps you like, you know what I mean? You know, also you keep each other up to date. Like you may have not known the homework was due Tuesday, and somebody else texts you, hey girl, did you know that the homework is due Tuesday? You guys can keep each other on top of your toes. But the thing with like making a whole lot of friends, which is really, really good, but what you may see start to happen, which happens literally in any like field, people may form like little cliques, you know, like I don't know, like little like friend groups and things like that, which is okay. What I'm trying to get to and say is to avoid like any mess, especially whenever there's different groups or whenever there's a whole lot of people in one program or one or all aiming towards one goal. There are gonna be people who disagree or may not like each other or may not like vibe or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying avoid any kind of mess. Any type of he said, she said, all that has absolutely nothing to do with you. You came to get the degree, you out. that's it.
No drama!
I keep mentioning Patho and Pharm, and I think why I keep doing that is because those were my hardest classes. Like those classes, and they were in the same semester. Those classes were the most difficult for me. Take Patho and Pharm seriously. Take them seriously, just because they're like the foundation for everything else that you're gonna learn. All the diseases and mechanisms that you're gonna learn later on, and medications. Those are like that lays down the brick. Like it's the meat and potatoes, as one of my professors used to say all the time. It's the solid important information. But that's just my personal opinion. Those are in my personal opinion, hardest classes. Find your study method and stick to it. Like whatever it works for you. Like if that's studying, I learned I really like to study outside. Like I like to sit in the sun. I don't know, I do a lot more work outside. Wherever your study spot is, whether you like to study with music, without music, whether you work better in groups or alone, find your study method and stick to it, and kind of you'll work and improve it as the year goes on or as time goes on. Stay organized, especially because since this program is so fast paced, they're throwing a lot at you and you can start to blur the lines between different classes. So stay organized. I told somebody a great way to stay organized is getting I would have different colored notebooks for each class, and even my flashcards would be different colors, my highlighters, just so I could separate them. Another thing that is just so big that people look past, that even I look past this, and if I could go back in time and do things over in my program, I would have utilized this a lot more. Office hours. They're there for a reason, for you to use them, and people don't, because oh, why? I'll just Google it. No, go to office hours. You can talk to the professor. They're the ones making the test. So they're the ones you want to talk to about how to take the test and do better on it. I think I don't know. Also, if you go into office hours, let that teacher become familiar with you. They get to kind of know you, especially if you visit maybe once a week to that class, and they see you working hard. They see you coming to office hours. They look, if you want to go further in this and go into NP school, or even some people, nurses go and become doctors in medical school, that's the person that's gonna write your recommendation letter. Get to know them, talk to them. It helps. It's really good. I wish I did use office hours, but not as much as that I should have back in the day, over the year. And another one is to make time for yourself. This program is gonna be so hard and require a lot of your time, usually maybe that you didn't expect. Maybe in undergrad and college you were oh, I could study a day before the exam, I'll be fine. That's not the game you're playing here. Not in this accelerated program. It's not you could just open up the book the night before the exam and expect to do just as well. It's not gonna happen. You don't want to learn that the first time. You have to make the conscious effort to make time for yourself. And that sounds so simple, but it's not, because this program is going to require so much of your time and so much of your effort and a whole lot of willpower and discipline, so that you could stay on top of things that you may start to neglect yourself and your own happiness, and you can become really frustrated, and that's not going to help your test taking. It's not going to help your grade at all. So whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you smile, make time for it. For me, it was going to the gym. Working out was really good for me. It was kind of therapeutic for me. But whatever makes you happy, if that's lacrosse, if it's knitting, no, not lacrosse, going to the gym, if it's knitting, if it's doing a face mask, or going out to eat somewhere with a couple of people from clinical, if you guys are close like that, do something every day or during the week that will make you happy, and not you gotta stay sane. And in order to stay sane in this program, you gotta balance. There's gotta be some kind of balance, even though a majority of that balance is gonna be schoolwork, but just for 12 months. That's why I say just bang it out, 12 months, done. Don't even look back unless you want to go further in the career. Lastly, which I think is the most important to hear, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult that it gets, because it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get really hard. You gotta remember that you can do it. It's possible that you're gonna get through this, even if it feels like that one class is just so hard for you and it feels impossible. Because I had that one class, Adult Health 2. I had a couple of those classes. I said Pharm, I said Patho already, but Adult Health 2, I thought that I wasn't gonna get through that, but I got through it. I'm done. And that's why I'm here to tell you this right now. Just remember that you can get through this. Also, you paid all that money to back out now, right? A really big driving factor for me that pushed me through this program was my mom. My mom, I would call her, be like, I didn't do well on this. I don't know if I'll do this. You need the people that support you. I was really big on calling home, because that's your support system. Those are the people who they want to see you do well in the first place. I wanted to make this just because I know a whole lot of people are in their first semester right now, especially if their ABSN is starting in the summer. So good luck to all of you. If you have any more questions, I would say to put them in the description box below. No, I would say to comment down below and let me know if you have any questions about the program, because I'm gonna answer them. So thank you guys for watching.